Hello, this is Gerrit Visser from the Coworking Institute. In this Coworking News show, I'd like to talk a bit about my experiences with Twitter. I've worked with it, I think, about a month and a half now. I've tried to use it quite consequently by using it as a sort of a diary, things that I'm doing. But also I have a second Twitter feed, and that's the Twitter feed that I use for coworking news. Actually, the news items that are documented by our news radar service that automatically come in the Twitter feed. So that's a collection of special items that are selected and with a little description. And those people that are interested in coworking and coworking news and are using Twitter, I suggest that you add coworking news to it, because there you get automatically in your Twitter feed the newest items that are found and that we think that are important to know. But on the personal level, I'm using Twitter as a communication tool, to stay connected with the people that I know in my network, to stay connected with people here in the Netherlands, but as well on the other side of the ocean, in England, in America, wherever they live. And I have found that Twitter really makes the world a smaller place. The way I work together with Bernie now was not imaginable a few years ago. At that time it looked so far away across time zones and across such distance, but now you can actually say at 5 o'clock, let's meet, let's Skype, and via Twitter we keep one another informed about the things that we are doing, about the things that we are noticing as important, and that really makes it very practical to exchange things, to keep focus. Yes, I really found that Twitter is working for me. There's of course one thing that you have to keep in mind when you use Twitter. They say not in vain that Google loves Twitter, and that's true. I found that Google indexes every tweet you do. So every word that you trust to your Twitter feed, know that that can be traced and connected to your profile. So things that you really don't want others to know, or that you don't want to be confronted with years from now, don't Twitter them. So always keep in mind that things that you don't want to read about yourself in the newspaper, you should not put in Twitter. But let's be real. How much privacy do we actually need? Yes, there are of course some areas that should remain private, but there are more areas that we have in common, things that we share, things that are nice to know about the other person. And I personally don't have such a problem with privacy boundaries. So for me, keeping up my Twitter feed is like writing my diary, and I write quite a bit in it. And if you take the time to look my Twitter feed up, you really get to know me a little better. Yes, I like Twitter. I like the things I know about other people via Twitter, the way you are informed, the way it's such a tool with different applications. It's really, for me, it's one of the greatest inventions of the last year. I think it's quite ubiquitous, and you can really see that using Twitter makes communication easier, it makes the world smaller, it makes people a little closer to one another. And I hope that it will also be used for the good, because people think only in general about the bad things you can do with Twitter, how people can damage other people's reputation by the things they tell about someone else. But I would like to approach it positively and let's focus on the things we do with it to work better together.